On this episode of How to Do Florida, Chad's off to the shark tooth capital of the world as he hunts for giant shark's teeth in Venice Beach.
Megalodon giant canine.
Then Chef Justin's bringing you a real pearl from his book of libations.
This, my friends, is the Appalachitini.
Grab your hot sauce and crackers. We're hauling oysters from the world-famous Apalachicola Bay.
Oh, look at that. Koi. Oh, that's pretty oyster. Man, they're so plump and juicy.
Yep.
This is as good as it gets right here.
This is How to Do Florida.
Hey, today on the show, we're going to show you how to dive for shark's teeth.
Imagine a shark that's 60 feet long with teeth the size of a soda can. A shark that's big enough to eat a whale and makes a great white look like a goldfish.
I'm here in Venice Beach in Southwest Florida. And besides being another spectacular Florida beach, Venice Beach is world famous for what lies just offshore.
I'm talking about Megalodon shark's teeth. Back when massive Megalodon were munching on, well, just about everything, Florida was covered by water. And no other destination in Florida is better suited to hunt for the remains of these giant prehistoric creatures than the waters off Venice Beach.
Megalodon means big teeth. Big teeth mean big shark.
Venice Beach is located just 18 miles south of Sarasota on Florida's Gulf Coast. Treasure hunters from all over comb Venice's 5 beaches looking for small shark's teeth.
These are little ones.
But to find a prehistoric deposit of really big teeth, you'll need to venture offshore. Step 1, book a shark tooth dive. If you want to hunt big teeth, then you want to go with Florida West Scuba.
Chad, pleasure to meet you. Welcome aboard.
There we met up with Steve Jones, who's been running shark tooth charters for over 20 years.
So let's talk about the Megalodon tooth. That is like the golden egg out here.
Yeah.
That's what everyone's trying to find. What does something like that eat?
He eats whatever he wants.
Whatever he wants.
Yeah. They say that 1 inch a tooth is 10 feet of shark. We got a 50-foot shark there, easy. That's an upper tooth right there, and probably towards the front of the mouth. And actually, if the shark was smiling at you, that's the side you would see. So if you see that side, it's too late. These megalodons were around for millions of years, you know. That's why there's so many teeth out here.
So one shark losing 1,000 a year, a shark could live 20 years.
Right.
25,000 teeth per shark producing out here in the Gulf.
Right. In this 18 to 30 foot of water, right off of Venice here, and down here where we're going, off of Minnesota, the deposit is exposed.
Step 2, shark tooth school.
Shark teeth are sacrificial parts of their body. Their teeth are designed to fall off and then a new one pop in. And this guy's got a whole bunch of teeth ready to pop out when these ones on the end here fall off. These guys will come along and bite down on something that's hard, like a bone from a whale or whatever it's eating, and the teeth will shatter or they'll just fall out and they'll fall to the ground. That's why we find them out here. The key is taking your time. We're gonna give you a compass heading. This is not a navigational dive. All we want you to do is stay out in front of the boat. 2 reasons. 1, the fossil bed we put you on is gonna be out in front of us. And 2, when you surface from your dive, you've got a nice easy swim back to the boat.
Step 3, the hunt. After fossil school let out, it was time to gear up and get wet. Keeping me on the fossil bed and my dive buddy would be Captain Dan.
Going out looking for a Mastodon, a Muscadine, a Magatooth, a Megatron, I don't care what it is. I want me a big one.
Once in the water, we descended down the anchor line, and as soon as we hit the bottom, Captain Dan pointed to what looked to me like a black rock in the sand. But there it was. I couldn't believe it. It was a large portion of a Megalodon tooth, and it was just laying there right next to the anchor. Okay, so now I knew what I was looking for, and the hunt was on. I couldn't believe how many fossils we ran across. I was so captivated by what was on the bottom, I went a long time before actually looking around and taking in the interesting marine life around us. With each tooth I found, I began to get better at spotting them. I noticed floating 2 or 3 feet off the bottom gave me the best perspective. One after another, we gathered all kinds of fossils. If it looked remotely interesting, I put it in my bag. After all that gathering, I was looking forward to getting back on the boat so Captain Steve could identify what I had found.
So it was pretty nice down there, huh? Gorgeous. Yeah. Visibility was amazing. Fossil gold, baby. Fossil gold.
For the first time, I get a good look at what I found.
Oh, all right, look at that. Got some big old chunks
That
there.
sucker right there.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
My first megalodon tooth right there.
Oh, you got a little mako tooth right there.
I was amazed how smooth that was.
Those are nice.
And then some smaller teeth here, like
Yeah, those are kind of like the ones you find on the beach. That's a sand tiger shark.
Sand tiger?
That's a lemon shark.
It's amazing to think this thing has been down there for millions of years. On this day, I swam along and picked it up off the bottom, Gulf of Mexico.
Whoa, look at that! There's a nice one. That's taxable. Feel the point on that thing.
Man, that is a beautiful tooth.
Tom from Orlando brought up a beautiful 5-inch long tooth. Its point and its serrated edge are still sharp.
That's the biggest one I've ever found right there.
Good deal, man.
I kept hoping I might find something really valuable buried in my bag.
What is that?
That is a,
$100 million?
a stone crab claw, probably about 2 weeks old.
The thrill of a prehistoric egg hunt and a chance to reach out and collect fossils untouched and unseen for millions of years was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Venice Beach, baby.
And for the Florida thrill seeker, the chance to pay respects and learn about these ancient sharks is one I highly recommend. And for the teeth I found that day, big and small, they are my new favorite Florida trophies, and I knew just where I'd keep them, in the place of highest honor in my office, right next to Mr. Sylvester Stallone.
Hey, for more information on diving for shark teeth, go to our website at howtodoflorida.com.
Still to come, you'll be tonguing and culling fresh oysters before you know it.
We think Coy not bad?
I'm just give you a job. But first up, Chef Justin's got a cocktail recipe that's to be shucking, not stirred.
Well, cheers and shoot them down.
Appalachitini.
You're watching How to Do Florida. We'll be right back.
Hey, behind us is the beautiful Apalachicola Bay. These are Apalachicola oysters.
And this, my friends, is the Appalachitini.
You won't see this anywhere else. Chef, a lot of history, a lot of culture in this area surrounding oysters. This town was built on oysters. But today, we're making a Appalachia
Teeny. That's right.
Can't wait for this.
Yes.
Chef, what do we need to do?
We've got all kinds of goodies. First, we've got Florida tomatoes.
Okay.
That have been blanched, peeled, squeezed, pureed to give us beautiful Florida tomato juice. Then we've got all kinds of fun little accoutrements here. We've got some olive juice, some sea salt, cracked black pepper. We've got some Florida hot sauce, Worcestershire sauce, Dijon mustard, one of your favorites here.
Horsey.
The horseradish.
Horseradish.
We've got a little bit of vodka, and then of course I got pickled okra and a little bit of celery as garnish. And we're gonna put this all together. We're gonna be like little mad scientists today. And we got fresh lemons and limes we'll squeeze in our little martini glasses, and then we'll float the oysters on top and have at it. I'm excited.
Let's get to work.
First thing we're gonna do, so our tomato juice is gonna go in.
Okay.
A little bit for you, and a little bit for me. And now we can start making yours. I'm gonna do mine unleaded, so let's make yours leaded.
You're putting all that.
Yeah, there it goes. I'm gonna start mine with horseradish going in. I like a lot.
Yeah, wow.
I'm gonna go with Dijon.
What you did right there.
Just a little spoonful here.
Take a little Dijon.
Olive juice.
That's quite so much Dijon.
Get in there. I definitely like the hot sauce. Indeed.
In there. You want a little bit in yours?
Yeah, go ahead and hit me. Yeah.
Shire.
Lots of fresh ground black pepper.
A little S&P.
And a little bit of salt.
You got a lot of pepper in yours, Chef.
I do. I like it peppery.
Wow.
I'm gonna start mixing mine.
Pepper.
Okay, if you want to give yours a little mix, I'm gonna go with a little fresh lime juice in mine also.
What am I missing? What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something here. What was this?
That's the olive juice.
Olive juice. Olive juice.
Now I've got these little mini martini glasses. These are a lot of fun to use. If you can't find them, a regular martini glass or a shot glass would work perfect.
Okay.
Now what I've done here is I've got them rimmed with a little bit of parsley. I just take a lemon or a lime, just kind of work it around the ridge, just like that. Just gets it a little wet. And then we can kind of dip it in. This is not super necessary, but it's a pretty little garnish item going on.
That's not gonna get in my teeth, is it?
It might.
It might.
All right, now we can do a little garnish, just like this, into each one. A little celery.
Where's it?
And the pickled okra. Beautiful. And then I'll take mine, you can take yours. You just want to fill it about halfway would be fine, yep. Or a little less than that.
Because we got to make room for what?
We got to have the oyster on top.
Got to make room for that oyster.
That's right. And they are nice big plump oysters.
Because that's the Appalachia part of the drink, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're ready. We'll just go ahead and sink some of these bad boys right on top.
Chef, these look amazing here. So how do we partake?
All right, well, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put a little finishing touch.
More.
A little horsey right on top.
That's gonna be kind of a little back of the throat hit when that hits.
A little bit of a stinger.
Stinger.
All right. So what we want to do is you want to pull out the crunchies here.
Okay.
For afterward, we'll cheers and shoot them down.
Appalachia. Wow. And then so now we just kind of chew on
and then you got a little munch.
Appalachia. Come to Appalachicola. Need to make an Appalachia.
Coming up next, we'll show you how to do oystering
Big old Appalachicola oyster right there.
when How to Do Florida returns.
Hey, today on the show, we're gonna show you how to do oystering.
If you're looking to do the real Florida, look no further. We're in Apalachicola Bay, where the birds are 4 feet tall, the water's 6 feet deep, and the world-famous oysters are just laying on the bottom, ripe for the picking.
Good morning.
Coy? Generations of oystermen, like Coy Shriver, work this bay every day in the same classic, down-and-dirty wooden oyster boats their fathers and grandfathers used.
Now this is my son here. Hey, look over this way and smile. It's a beautiful morning. It sure is.
You can hook up with a guide like Coy in Apalachicola, or Appalach as the locals call it, east of Panama City on Florida's Panhandle coast.
Apalachicola is probably best known for what it doesn't have. Here you won't find high-rise condos or shopping malls. What you will find is a slow-paced Florida town full of culture and history. This would be a great project boat.
The town lies in the Apalachicola River, which pours into the shallow bay sheltered by St. Vincent and St. George's Island. That formula creates one of the most productive and most protected ecosystems in the U.S. It was almost a surreal scene to watch the oyster boats move into position against a beautiful Florida sunrise.
Anchor's down there and we'll go to work. Now if you fall overboard, I saved it.
As you were saying.
I saved a lady in 1957, and I ain't saved nobody since then.
Well, let's keep that record going, all right?
Today, Coy will be schooling me in the fundamentals of oystering. Step 1, tong them. You gotta get them off the bottom.
Grab hold of that.
Okay.
That's all you got to work with all day. I mean, that's nothing to it. Just a little simple stuff. It runs about 16, 18 pounds. And these
serious salad tongs here.
It looks easy enough. I was eager to try it for myself.
You see how I take my foot?
Okay.
And I'm feeling for oysters.
On top.
I'm feeling for oysters. As the tongue handles, the tongue teeth are just dragging across, I'm feeling for oysters. This is real scattered right here.
Is scattered good or bad?
That's bad. There's not much in that.
After a disappointing first haul,
That's a very poor tongue full.
Okay.
Really the only oyster you've got, that right there. Well, that's the only legal oyster in that tongue full.
now it was my turn to tong.
Just work them together. Now, you don't put a whole lot of pressure on them handles. Just sort of pick up on them and they'll go just like that. Nothing to it. Okay? A little half turn. Look there. Oh, yeah.
What do you think, Coy? Not bad?
That ain't bad at all. I'm fixing to give you a job.
With every tongful, I gain a new respect for oystering men and women who work this bay every day to bring fresh oysters to market.
Okay, look here. If you'll catch your tongs, look at this. Look, if you'll catch them down here, down low. If you catch them down lower toward that pivot there, it'll make them lighter for you.
Big burr.
Hold it. Let me get out. Hold it. About to get me over here.
Cole, you and my tongue and radius. I need some room to work here.
Oh,
all right?
no.
You're my radius.
This is your radius over here. This over here is mine. And I do not even want to go swimming. Boy, I tell you what, these beginners. Whew.
Cole, how long are we staying out here?
I don't know. Until I get tired. We're going to stay till I get tired.
Are you taking a break?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where'd you get that orange?
I found it in a green bag back there.
That's my orange, out of my green bag. So how we coming, Coy?
Oh, we're doing great. We're about time to start culling a few.
Oystering step 2, cull 'em. We'll use an ancient tool called a culling iron to make sure the keepers are at least 3 inches long.
This is nice and clean.
Just a perfect 3-inch measure.
Knock off the barnacles and throw the rest back.
Like that.
Let's cull.
If you'll notice how much of this stuff is going back into the water.
Big old Apalachicola oyster right there. That's 4 inch right there, Coy.
That's good oyster.
Big dog.
This is how real oystermen work, and believe me, they work hard, from daybreak to afternoon in the hot Florida sun.
Your eye, by the time I see this stuff, I pretty much know what I'm going to do with it when I grab it. And as it's coming to me, see, I don't have to sit around and look for oysters. See this right here? This is what we call spat. There's a little oyster grows on that big one there. Okay, now this oyster here, see, it's not legal. But even if it was legal, with this much spat growing on it, I would possibly just throw it right back. Just because if I cull that,
You're gonna kill all those small
I'm going to
oysters.
kill all those small oysters.
Oh, look at that. Coy.
Oh, that's pretty oyster.
That is a
Yeah, it is.
beautiful oyster. I mean, that's just that textbook oyster shape. And what's inside of it?
It's good.
Just straight up goodness, right?
What you've got in your hand right there, it does not get any better.
Amen.
Step 3, eat 'em.
Those are good.
Man, they're so plump and juicy.
Yeah, they're fat. See how white they are? This is as good as it gets right here. A man likes seafood, it don't get no better.
This is a lot of work. These oystermen come out here, work hard bringing these oysters to market. But man, what a special seafood oysters are.
It is.
Well, I have a new respect, sir. Cheers.
Captain Coy Shriver, the kind of authentic Floridian you need to meet if you really want to do Florida. Heck, I even got him to sign my fancy albino fishing boots.
Captain Coy says keep tonging. Thank you, sir.
Don't lose that boot.
I won't lose that book.
Thank you, sir. There we go.
All right. Hey, to learn more about oystering, go to our website at howtodoflorida.com.
You're watching How to Do Florida. We'll be right back.
I want to encourage you to see for yourself why Florida is one of the most spectacular places on earth. Well, that's our show. I hope you learned something, but more importantly, I hope you feel encouraged to get out and do Florida.
For more info on this episode, go to howtodoflorida.com, where you can watch full episodes, bonus material, and all of Chef Justin's yummy recipes. Be sure to check out our Do Florida page, which is our giant list of events and activities all over the Sunshine State. Yeah, you should check it out.
Hey, Captain Steve, how about a little help here?
Serious anchor right here. I think that's a car part. Never realized how much work goes into getting these oysters up off the bay floor onto the dance floor.
Excuse me? This is not a dance, this is a culling board.
What are you gonna do with that knife?
In case I see a large megalodon down there,
Yep.
I need to be able to handle myself.
Right.
It's a megalodon slayer.
One of the more difficult things of this show is eating such amazing food in front of the crew.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you feel sorry
I've
for
learned to
them
love it.
sometimes?
We're gonna stay till I get tired.
Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yes.